welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I am going to be testing an almost full face of Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm actually quite surprised I was actually able to pretty much almost do a full face, but I've picked up a couple of things recently that I wanted to try, and one or two things that I've had for a while that I thought I would incorporate into one video. So I'm gonna basically talk about what I picked up recently. So the main thing that I picked up was this little glow kit. So I've wanted this for ages, since I saw that it came out for Christmas, and it's been sold out everywhere. So I went on the main website and it was available. I think it was like £24 but I still picked it up because I really wanted to try it. I also picked up a mini version of the flawless filter. So I picked up the shade Too Fair. So I think one might have been a bit too pale for me, so I thought I would pick this up. But I also got some samples as well, which I was very happy about. So one is the Magic Eye Rescue, so I'm not going to use that today because that's for a nighttime thing. And then also got a sample of the Magic Cream, which I am going to be using today as like my primer. So I will start with this first. So I was actually really surprised that you get two samples when you go from her website, and I think like the delivery was really quick because I ordered it and then like less than a week it turned up. But I know obviously it's like the Christmas period and it's very busy, so I was kind of expecting it to be slightly delayed, but it arrived no problem. So I'm going to test this out. It's the first time I'm trying Magic Cream and I'm excited but nervous, because if I really like it, I'm never going to purchase it because it's so bloody expensive. So let's see how much of this actually comes out and how much I'll be using. I'll probably use the whole thing because I don't want to open it and then have to discard of any of it. So it feels like, oh my god, it's so soft. It reminds me of like pseudo creams that people use to like soften up their skin. So I mean, it might be just a very expensive version of those, but it is very moisturizing. Wow, I see why people do like this. But again, for the price of what, £60, not really. I'm not really feeling that vibe, but yeah, we'll just continue putting this on, to be honest. Okay, so that is made my skin feel very nice. I mean, I'm gonna wait a moment or two just to let it kind of settle in, because if I just put the next product on top, I don't want it to kind of react to it. So if I just let this kind of settle in for a second, we'll see just how it really feels. Okay, so now that I've let that settle in for a couple of minutes, my skin is really glowing and it is looking pretty damn nice. But let's move on. So now we're going to go on to the flawless filter. So this is a mini version, clearly. This is 5.5 mils, and I got this for like £10, I believe, because I thought if I'm going to buy anything else from that website, I always go to like low to high, which I'm sure a lot of people do. This was one of the items that I'm pretty sure was one of the most affordable things on there. So I'm going to give this a try. And again, it's the first time I'm using this, so I apologize in advance if I completely mess it up. You have the tiniest doe foot ever, but I'm going to put this on everywhere like it's essentially like a foundation. So I'm just going to put it how I normally would. And I've got a sponge, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to cover everything, so I'm just going to tap and just see how this blends out. Yeah, it's got like no cover, but still we're just going to continue because again, I put on like the tiniest droplets, so I am going to add a lot more to this. The thing is, I can't even add the tiniest amount because my skin is so pigmented that if I kind of want to do anything to it, it probably won't come out that nicely. Okay, so I knew that's not going to give me like any type of coverage, but it's making me feel very glowy. And I do know that I mentioned in the past that the dewy look is not really for me, and that's true. I still stand by that, but I do like how I am glowing slightly. So now let's go on to the highlighter and the blush. So we're obviously going to go in with the blush first, and this blush is like, everyone's just losing their mind over this blush. So I know that it's very difficult to kind of get, but you know, this mini version is perfect for someone like me who doesn't really go through a lot of products that often. So I'm just going to see how we get on with this today. So I'm just going to squeeze. I have like turned it open, so I'm hoping it's going to come out if I squeeze, and yeah, absolutely. So let's just see how this goes. I think I definitely need to use this with like a proper foundation, because using this like by itself is probably not going to give me as much as I want it to. But this is in the shade, I forgot to mention, this is Pink Gasm, very on point. So just going to continue with like high points. It's very kind of metallic. So again, I've never tried really many things by Charlotte Tilbury, because again, like the prices are beyond insane for someone like me, but I do feel like this is very cute. I'm very happy that I picked up this little duo, because I know that I wouldn't really pick up the larger sizes just by themselves. So just gonna blend this in, and you do only need to use like the tiniest amount to kind of get a nice effect from it. Right, that's very nice. So let's go on to the highlighter, and I think it's just called Spotlight. So we've got, again, a nice tiny size, and then I'm gonna just twist it open and then squeeze, because I do know with some of these products you have to like turn it and then like tap it for ages for anything to kind of come out, but these are very easy to use. Again, the high points are what I'm gonna concentrate on. Very glowy. So mixing them together is making me look slightly like the Tin Man, which is okay, but yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, one thing I kind of like the feel so far is that it's not cracking. So I know that a lot of these type of cream products, when you put them on and they dry, they really just like make your face feel really like weird, but this is not doing that at all. So I'm actually going to go off camera to powder everything down, and then we'll get on to the last bits. Okay, now we're going to go onto the eyes. So I only own one eyeshadow palette by Charlotte Tilbury, and it's the Mesmerizing Maroon mini palette. So I've had this for about 2 years, I think, and I have mentioned so many times that I'm not the biggest fan of this palette, and I completely stand by my words, just because these palettes tend to be around the £40 mark, and for someone like me where money is, I'm always worried about my money, spending £40 on something like this is always a little bit here and there. So I am going to obviously use this. It's been a while since I have used it, but I will go in the right order this time, because one of the first times that I tried it I completely messed it up. So the first one is this one just here. So this is the prime, and we are just gonna put that all over the lid. I think I was very confused in the beginning when I first got it, because it's a shimmer, and I know that with these you can just use them by themselves and they're absolutely stunning. Then with number 2 we're going to go for Enhance, and that is this gorgeous tone just here. So this is kind of like a shimmer as well, but these are not like new palettes by any means. So like I mentioned, I have had it for a while, so this is just to enhance the colour on the lid. So now we're going to go in with number 3. So this is the smoke kind of thing, and I want to put it as kind of like an outer corner shadow, so it can make the corners just a bit more deeper. And now we're going on to the last shade, which is the pop the pop shade. So we're going to put that as kind of the rest of the lid, just to make everything come to a close. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I have still completely got it wrong with the eyes, but it's the best that I could do. So now we're going to finish on the lips, and I have a teeny tiny pillow talk. So I got this part of like a bundle on the Cult Beauty website quite a few weeks ago, and it had some really nice products, and then we had this very baby size of pillow talk. So I think it's the only Charlotte Tilbury lipstick that I have now, because the liquid lipstick I did get rid of because I've had it for quite a while and it almost ran out. So let's just get this on. And this is my finished look using pretty much a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. So I can say that the filter hasn't really done a whole load for my skin anyway, because I know it's not essentially a foundation, it's kind of like a primer and also a skin tint. And for someone like me, like I mentioned, I have very red skin, so it's not really going to ever cover it up. I need to think if they have a foundation, and maybe one day I will pick it up and then I can use everything else with it. But I do quite like these. I will definitely be using them with future videos because I want to see how they work with actual foundation. And the, you know, the eyeshadow palette and the lipstick I have used before, and the magic cream, I do like it. You know, it's very weird for me to say it because I've always been so opposed to like having this type of cream for like 60-70 pounds and stuff like that. But you know what, it sells and people love it. Good for them. Like maybe one day I'll pick up a really small one because I'm pretty sure that's what, 30 pounds or something like that. But let me know what your favorite Charlotte Tilbury product is because I'm very intrigued. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias because I'm always active on there. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.